be a loser. The blood conquered death in Egypt, and I believe it. It's still worse today. For Cal and Eden, I can never be ashamed of the power in his name. When the power in his vein, it's the reason why I reign. The blood can never stop, no, it can never fail. The blood can never stop, no, it can never fail. Who gon' stop it? Who gon' block it? Now who gon' stop it? Who gon' block it?
All right, it's your boy, comedian Edmund Douglas, and you are on Uheardme First Radio Talk Show. That's right, we're on iHeartRadio, Spotify.com, as well as Spreaker, and yes, Google Podcasts, right along with the Robert Lynn production. Yes, who's going to stop it? Who's going to block it with the power in my vein? Let me bring in my co-host, the one and only, the Boudin Man. Who's going to stop it? Who's going to block it? Boudin?
Ain't nobody stop it. It's unstoppable. What's going on there, Brother Douglas?
We're doing great. We're doing great. But let's not forget our DJ sidekick, the one and only Uncle Ben, Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben, Uncle Ben, Uncle Ben, Uncle Ben. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a great, exciting episode today. And I got to give our guests a warm welcome, and let's do this right, ladies and gentlemen. Originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, he's here in Dallas, Texas. Please put your hands together and show your love for the one and only Dr. Morris E. Hunter. How you doing, my brother?
Hey there, all right. How you doing, my brother? It's good to be with you today, Brother Edwin.
All right.
Good to be with you. You heard me and been able to listen and hear some of the work doing on this great radio show, and now I feel privileged and honored to be a guest.
Well, we really appreciate you joining us. And before we actually get into what's going to take place and you giving us the history, what's coming up this weekend, tell everyone when you was in high school and the day that you graduated, what did you see yourself becoming? What career that you dreamed of becoming for the rest of your life?
That's a good question. I knew you were going to ask some good questions. Well, it was interesting. When I got out of high school, it was different probably than normal because I went in the military and the Air Force, but I didn't necessarily see the military wasn't necessarily my future. It was a good stepping stone, and I thank God I was in the Air Force. And so, I loved that experience. But I remember my high school counselor told me, said, "You're a very creative person," said, and so she said the military is probably not going to be the long-term solution for you. So, but it was a good solution for me because I learned discipline and structure and some very good things in the Air Force. But it wasn't long-term. So, in terms of my future, at that point, I had become a more serious, devout Christian. I had received my calling. Really, I knew I was called to service and ministry. I didn't know to what degree. So my future was going to be tied up in the things of ministry in some way, one way or the other. I knew that much.
Okay. So you said you was in the Air Force. That day, the first day of training, the first day when the lieutenant or the sergeant or the major, the commander called your name, what was your first thought, the way he called your name? Did they say Private Hunter? I mean, just tell us that day, the day that your last name was called by the commander or the sergeant. Go ahead, just tell us.
Well, I guess the first real memories that you have going into the military, I think, other than the testing. I remember going through the testing, and I ended up going into language and linguistics because they test your aptitude and all that. And so I ended up going into language and security and doing Korean. But when you really get your first real taste, I think, is in boot camp. And so I was in Lackland in boot camp in San Antonio, Texas. And, they get you. You start realizing it's a different world, like, real quick. You know? And I think one of the great things the military do is, for example, is cutting your hair right away, right? I mean, now back then, in my day, you couldn't wear bald heads without, that was unusual, right? Only certain people, like, Teddy Savalas. It would only be certain guy, Isaac Hayes, they could have, but most people didn't have a bald head. But you're in the military, they cutting it off. It's all coming off, So that's the first thing I remember is that, hey, because I used to do some different stuff with my hair, like a lot of black people, we did everything. We did jerry curls, we did all that stuff, And when they bring you in there, whatever it is, it's coming off. So it's a different world right there. Then when you get into boot camp and they start, they talk to you real rough, let you know who's the boss, and it ain't you, So I just remember that they letting you know everything with that drill sergeant, that you in a different world, and it ain't your world now, it's our world, and everything that they teach you from how to fold up your underwear, it within a certain limitations and specifications, all of that stuff. That's what stands out to me.
So you say fold up your underwear. I've never been in the military. I've never been in the military, but I can't imagine if you didn't fold up your underwear the way you're instructed to do. We got a problem. We got a problem.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Right. You will have a problem, and they will check it every day.
They
Wow.
check if it's dirty and clean. So you mean to tell me it's always somebody's duty to check the underwear? Wow.
Well, this is during boot camp. Cause boot camp is designed to get you into the military frame of mind.
Go ahead, Buddha.
Man, that's something else there. But what I got to say, Brother Morris, did you believe what your teacher told you when she said that you was very creative?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I knew she was right. But for me at the time, military was the best option. I felt, financially and independence and get out and sort of get on my own. But I knew that she was right. I was a musician, and writing and creative arts type things were definitely part of my personality and my gifting. So I knew she was correct.
Okay.
Go ahead, Buddha. One more.
So, how many years would you say you have been created, Brother Morris?
I've been like a creative person, you mean?
Yes.
As long as I can remember, to be honest with you.
That's a long time.
Yeah, I don't remember not being interested in art and creation. I wanted to draw and stuff like that, Boudin, but God didn't give me that talent, I like to tell a little story. One of my best friends when I was a kid, he was a super talented artist, and he could draw characters and art, like just whip it out with his hand. I wanted to draw, tried to draw, and I guess I could do okay, but I didn't understand the difference between his natural talent and mine until we were at school, this was back in Philadelphia, and they did an art thing, and everybody draw. So anyway, they came by and they were looking at a whole bunch of students in the gymnasium and looking at your art, et cetera. My friend Wayne was sitting right next to me, and so he was drawing, and I was drawing. They were looking at everybody's thing and patting them on the back, but when they saw his, they started saying, "Wow!" and started calling all the different instructors started calling to come over and look, and et cetera, et cetera. Now they had just walked past mine and pat me on the shoulder, like good job. But with him, they all came and they just pulled him and said, "Oh my gosh," So they knew, and that's when I knew. Okay, that's called talent. Okay, he has talent to draw. You want to draw, and you can enjoy draw, but you don't have that talent. He's just a natural talent. But then, so I later, then of course, music though was natural for me, and so I found later that that music was a much more natural fit for me.
Right.
Gotcha.
Well, speaking of the music, tell all of us who is your favorite music artist that you would love to have an opportunity to be on the stage or perform with.
Oh my goodness! Wow, man, you got some questions, don't you, Edwin?
I'm cold-blooded. You heard me?
I really never stopped to think about that. I don't really stop to think about which artists. I enjoy a lot of artists. My favorite group used to be The Temptations.
Okay.
One of my favorite artists was Stevie Wonder, who I thought was just awesome. And then later on, as I got more into gospel, I love groups like the Winans, fantastic, And then there's so many great gospel artists today that, I wouldn't want to. I couldn't tell you. I never pulled one out and said this is the one I need to be on the stage with. I hadn't really thought through that. I just know which ones I like that stand out to me.
So how many instruments can you play?
Well, I started on the recorder, which is a form of flute, and then I played the clarinet. That would be 2, and then I played the saxophones, a couple of those, alto and as well as the tenor, and then I played the trumpet, and then later on, as I got more into writing, I gravitated more toward playing piano and keyboard because it helped me to write the music. So I don't know how many that is, but
okay,
that's
kind of 5.
Okay,
including your voice.
I got a couple of them in there.
Okay. Go ahead, Boudin. I got one. Go ahead.
So Brother Morris, do you have a song that you already done wrote that's ready to go on the market?
Yeah, we have. I've been doing songs for church and ministry for a long time, but I really haven't put together the energy to market them. People ask about them a lot. I've used them for years as just part of worship and praise in many churches live, but we're getting ready to start releasing them. In fact, we're going to do the original song the Lord gave me called Let the Walls Come Down at our event this weekend is part of the Celebrate the Dream Celebration event this Sunday. And that song is going to be released to market. We'll have it online, digital, and then we're going to start be releasing it first thing this year. We'll be making. People have been asking about it, and it's very important because of what God is doing right now, where He's leading us with celebrating the dream and with dealing with things related to the African American network, which is something we're doing. So let the walls come down.
Speaking of the celebration, tell everyone the history of this annual event, Celebrating the Dream.
So this actually is an event which started with an event, not one that I started, but St. Peter's AME and the NAACP of Grand Prairie should get a lot of recognition and props here, because they honor the week and this holiday and celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King. As we know, the only African American with a national holiday, and so his life and it built, especially remembered for the dream that he carried, which brought us a lot of liberty that we enjoy today, is what they celebrated. Now, the last couple of years, they asked me to be the keynote speaker, and I myself have a lot of history with working with racial equality, but particularly in the church and through ministry and working across cultural and racial boundaries. So it was a real good fit, because God had me start this organization, the African American Network. But they have been having this luncheon and celebrating Dr. King for several years, and then the last 2 years got me involved. So we're actually now taking that event to not only be about Martin Luther King and his birthday, but now this event is going to be annually built around the dream itself. So we're calling it Celebrate the Dream, and that's where we're pushing forward. But it started with a celebration of Dr. King, and now we're moving forward into the dream itself to carry on in Dr. King's legacy.
Okay. So who's entertaining? Who's the keynote speaker? Tell us some of the guests. Just tell us what's going to take place, who, where, and when, January 26, 2020.
So we're going to, on this year, which will be the first. This will be the first year that we're really calling it Celebrate the Dream, or the Dream Celebration. For this one, we got some good friends, other than myself, who will bring a keynote message. But we're going to have a lot of entertainment with yourself. I'm going to put you up there, because we want to have a little fun and have just a little bit of comedy. We're going to have some food. We're going to have my co-hosted event with the originators of the Dr. King event, which is St. Peter's AME, Pastor Portia LaVon Duncan, out of the Arlington, Texas area. So that's in the AME Church. The NAACP will be represented as well, with the Grand Prairie chapter, and the president there, Miss Angela Lucky, is the president there. She's going to be joining us. And then we're going to have Cornerstone Fellowship, DFW, which is the host church over there in Irving, Texas. Pastor Ami and Olga Nachobo, they are good friends. I've worked with them a long time, and they're African in their origin. So that's important to us too, because we bring in the African American Network. They're from the Ivory Coast, but they have a church that's really into, and it's always, when I've known Pastor Ami, he's always been into caring about crossing over culture and racial boundaries. He wants all people of all colors and races. So he's a natural fit to talk about, Africa, and how Africa then bridges the gap into all cultures. We're going to have a little rap. We got O.G. Williams. He's going to come and sing a little for us. He's got, like I say, yourself as a comedian. And then we know we have Newville, or what they call New Buck.
The new Buck, D.A., the New Buck.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Thank you for helping me say it right. My brother Aaron, the New Buck, the comedian, he's going to be out there to give us a little love. And of course, we're going to have music. Pastor Portia herself sings. We're going to have some flavor from Cornerstone Fellowships has a great music choir and worship team out there. And myself, of course, we're also going to bring music with the special music, including Let the Walls Come Down and some appropriate music for the occasion. And we've got a few pastors that are going to come just briefly and speakers to share with us. Dr. Saki, who is from Ghana, Africa, and so we've got that flavor. I've actually started talking to a few of our Hispanic friends. They're going to start helping us more next year, but we're going to have one I know this year is supposed to come out and play as well, because we're going to talk about how the dream bridges not only for Africa and African Americans, but the dream gets to Hispanics and it gets to white brothers and sisters. In other words, it's what Dr. King envisioned. We're dreaming of everybody coming together, and we're going to have guests to represent that.
This is going to be great, and just listening to you and hearing the event, the format of this Dream, Celebrate the Dream special event here in Irving, Texas. That's January 26th, 2020. This sounds great, and I'm excited, and I want to say thank you for allowing me to be in it, to co-host it, and much more. And two things, everybody who's listening, show up. Black folks, African Americans, going to always have food somewhere around the church. So don't be coming for the food, but come get fed. Let the soul be fed, because we've got a lot of great performers, entertainers, especially the gospel hip-hop artist O.G. Williams. When y'all heard this brother here, this what I call, he's going to present the music testimony out the Bible. Real talk. This brother is very gifted and talented. Yes. And before we let you go ahead and take the mic and talk about the Eagle Wings Association. Go ahead.
So, and Brother Edwin, you would know as well, because I know you've connected with us and joined, and actually beginning to take some leadership with us on the Eagles Wing Association. The Eagles Wing Association is very simple. It is an organization dedicated to Christian networking, and our goal is to make Christian networking easy. We want people that name the name of Christ to connect. We don't want to present a lot of doctrinal boundaries and other things that would cause us to create division before we've even gotten together. So we just start with the basic premise of faith in Christ. We all believe in Christ. If we are Christian, then we connect Christians of all that are, it could be ministries and churches, it could be Christian-owned businesses, or you might just be an individual that provides some sort of service to the community. And so Christian networking of all kind, and so even our African-American network, our Clean Comedy, Joy Bomb Comedy, which you're now hosting and heading up with us, Edwin. Joy Bomb Comedy is also Christian-owned, so it's part of it. And so we do all our activities through the Eagles Wing Network, and we connect through Christian faith. That's what we start with, just simple belief in Christ.
Well, one more thing. For anybody who want to book you or be a part or become a member or associated with the organization, go ahead. The mic is yours. If you need to be booked, or just tell them how they can get in contact with you.
Yeah, they can contact us through the website, eagleswing.org, or they can contact us through Morris Hunter Ministries, which is morrishunter.org, on the web, or on Facebook. You can look up Morris Hunter Ministries or find me on Facebook. Or you can also dial the ministry number 214-888-5800. 214-308-0026, 214-308-0026.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Before I do that, Buddha, anything you want to say before we let him go?
Yeah, Brother Morris, I appreciate what you're doing for the people out here. And one of the things I really love about what you're doing, introducing people to the Most High God and providing a way that they can become entrepreneurs and learn how to make it without working on the job. They can stay working on the job and be an entrepreneur at the same time. So I appreciate that very much of you, Brother Morris.
Oh, yeah, thank you. And I'm glad you mentioned that, Boudin, because we didn't really talk about that. But one of the things we're doing, a business opportunity program, is all about encouraging people in the community to think as entrepreneurs. Even if you're working a job, maybe you can add finances and revenue through various types of entrepreneur endeavors. And so we're presenting that. Everybody has different gifts. I have a background in technology, and so therefore we're doing a lot with technology. In fact, I'll be teaching tomorrow from the internet over into parts of Africa. Start doing some teaching to people there to bring more technology to Africa, and so we're doing it locally here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and we'll be going to see more in that area. We'll be working with Edwin as well through our comedy program to also present technology and how that can help us in business and in entrepreneurial work. So I'm glad you brought that up, Brother Boudin, and we got a chance to mention that.
All
Got
right.
you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard. I don't have the address on me, but you can go on, you heard me first, Radio Talk Show page or Facebook. I know it's located in Irving, Texas. Brother Mark, do you know the address by heart? I know it's in Irving, Texas, so I'll be there.
Yeah, it's 2050 South MacArthur Boulevard, 2050 South MacArthur Boulevard. And there's a website you can go to, and which is celebratethe.dream.com. So 2050 South MacArthur Boulevard, Irving, Texas, 75060. Or you can just go to celebratethe.dream.com and you find links and click around, and you'll find more information, all the information you want about the event.
That's right.
Celebratethe.dream.com.
Celebratethe.dream.com. Get all information. Be there. If you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, it's in Irving, Texas. Myself and another co-host will keep this thing going and celebrate the dream and much more with all the entertainment. Well, thank you, Dr. Morris E. Hunter, for taking the time out to be a part of this show. It's worldwide, baby. You worldwide, Dave. After the day, it's worldwide.
All right. I'm stepping up. Praise the Lord.
International.
That's it. Well, you take care, and I will see you Sunday, myself and Boudin, man. And Uncle Ben ain't going to be able to make it because he only can go so far. He has one of those tracker on his ankle, Dr. Morris, so he only can go so many miles. You know, so
okay.
You know, when you go out to a range, it's steam. You know, it goes off, it buzzes off. You know, so.
Well, we understand that.
But all right, you take care. We'll see you Sunday. Looking forward to it, and I'm ready to take it to the next level. So we'll see you Sunday.
All right. And remember our theme song, Let the Walls Come Down. We'll be out there with that. So let's bring these walls down, brother.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
That's it. That is it. You take care, and talk to you soon, and see you Sunday.
Okay. You guys be blessed. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Same to you.
All right. Boudin, you enjoyed learning what Dr. Morris E. Hunter was sharing with us. What did you learn?
That was wonderful, and hearing him talk about the technology and all what he can do and what we can teach people how to do. I love that.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a quick music break. When we come back, we're going to do You Heard Me First update news. Don't you guys go away too far because you are on You Heard Me First Radio Talk Show. You heard me?
You are the one who placed every star, created every galaxy, from the greatest to the least, dropped the mystery beyond your reach. What you see immediately becomes my reality. I eat your